Alright, what is going on, everyone? So I am going to try to do my best to get back into the filming game, give you guys a little bit more insight on things, and just talk to you guys a little bit more, let you guys into my life a little bit more, and give you guys a little bit more insight on things. But it is 12:15 right now. This morning, today's Friday, this morning I teach a fitness class at a local studio that I also run the social media and marketing for. So got up pretty early this morning, took care of that class, then I got home, actually fell asleep for a little bit to catch up on some sleep since it is a 6 a.m. class, and then just getting up now, got my client emails, texts, that sort of thing set up, and got a few calls out of the way because I do contact each one of my clients every single week. So that's kind of like the basis of my morning so far, and overall that's pretty much a typical morning. This morning I'm actually meeting up with Amanda in a little bit to go to the gym. We're gonna hit arms, and right now I'm mixing up some pre-workout, and that's actually what I wanted to talk about, because a lot of times people, you know, in the fitness industry, they're always affiliated with some sort of supplement company, right? They're always pushing some sort of code, they're always pushing something on you as far as supplements, or at least that's the commonplace. And I've actually only ever worked with one supplement company before, and it was a company that I actually had used their pre-workout for a long time. And then I finally reached out to him and was like, hey, I've been using your pre-workout for a long time, like, would you want to work together? And that was really the only reason that I ended up working with them. We actually don't even work together anymore. As you can see, I'm taking some Redcon 1 Total War right now, and my point with this is the fact that I think it's sometimes a little misleading for a lot of people to be pushing supplements unless they really do believe in it and they're actually using it. I think a lot of times people are just force feeding you stuff that they might not even use just for a quick dollar, and they're kind of peddling it to you because they need that extra quick buck. But for me, it's like I would rather, with my clients, I give them recommendations and I give them actual brands and actual links to products that I use, and I don't make any money off of it. So I mean, you could look at it as like, oh, it's kind of dumb of you, Joe, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit more, keeps me transparent, keeps me honest, and I can straight up tell you that you don't need any supplements to make progress. It's only gonna help the cause. Like pre-workout, literally I tell people it's a luxury. You don't need it. You could buy caffeine pills from Walgreens or from any of your local drugstores for like 10 bucks, and you can get caffeine for much cheaper than in a pre-workout. Yeah, you're not gonna get all the other benefits, the pump products, the other things that are gonna be helping you in the gym, but not everyone has, this is $40 for 30 servings, and not everyone has that. So I'd much rather have my clients or people that are listening to me and following me spend that money on food, spend that money on a gym membership versus a supplement. So keep that in mind. Really the only two major things that I recommend people, or I guess three, would be overall multivitamin, just because it's hard to get our necessary fruits and veggies in, vitamins and minerals in this day and age from just our diet alone. So multivitamin, a reputable multivitamin. I take Legion's Triumph. It's a good product. Men or women can take that. I've taken P Science's multivitamin as well. They have a men's and women's. The other thing I would recommend would be a fish oil. I also take Legion's fish oil. Fish oil is going to help you as far as getting those omega-3s in, helps with brain function, heart health, joints, all that sort of thing. And the only other thing that I recommend people, especially those who have trouble falling asleep at night, is going to be magnesium. A lot of multivitamins will have it, but it won't be the full necessary daily amount. But that's just really dependent upon you as a person and overall, you know, how you're feeling at night, that sort of thing. But there is studies showing that 500 milligrams of magnesium does help people fall asleep at night. So something I recommend to people, and there is a benefit also to lowering stress and that sort of thing. I'm not gonna speak into that too much, but yeah, so overall those are the main three things. The only other thing I would say besides that, the third thing would be a protein powder, and that's just simply because it's hard to get in the necessary amount of protein just from food alone, especially if you're super busy. You can do it, and there's no reason that you need to take a protein powder that's going to benefit you more than just food alone or getting your protein from food alone. But at the end of the day, it's a lot more convenient. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is convenient, and it allows you to hit those goals a little bit easier. So anyways, about to mix up this pre-workout right now and then head to the gym, and I'll talk to you guys when we get there. Peace. 3/4 of a scoop today. This is actually my third time trying this out, so I'm liking it so far. I believe I got like the kiwi strawberry or something, like strawberry kiwi, yeah. But liking it so far. Let's get it. And if you guys are wondering, right now I'm currently taking PE Sciences Select Protein. Like I mentioned though, absolutely none of these products that I'm taking I'm affiliated with at all. I was actually thinking about becoming an ambassador for Legion, but quite frankly, I don't like their products enough to become a full ambassador. So I think that's where kind of my judgment comes into play, where it's like I really don't, like pushing something that I'm not 100% on board with, because honestly their protein does not taste as good as PE Science. So anyways, I do take Legion's multi and fish oil like I was saying though, and I really enjoy those. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. Let's head to the gym though. Alright, what is going on, guys? So I just got to the gym here. Like I said, I'm going to hit an arm workout today, so I'm going to kind of run you through it. I'll either do a commentary over the top or just talk to you guys in between. But I'm starting out things with just a light exercise just to kind of activate and prime everything. So I'm doing a bicep curl, just 3 sets of 15, super light, just really focusing more on the form and getting blood flow. She's over here making fun of me. But then the other thing I'm going to be doing with that, a tricep movement, is going to be just a rope push down. I normally don't like rope push downs like actually during the workout, but more so just to like warm up, because you can't push as much weight with the rope compared to like a straight bar or a V bar. But anyways, starting out 3 sets of 15 with each of those, super setting back and forth, just getting blood flow, not really trying to tire myself out at all. And then I'll be working more into like the main movement, if you will, for arm day. So let's do it. This one is over here making fun of me. Now you're embarrassed because you're on the camera, huh? I can't. So like I definitely could have gone heavier there, but it's really more so just getting the blood flowing here. Since it's the first movement, you don't want to go like super heavy and beat yourself down before the blood's actually in the muscle. And then pairing that with tricep push downs like I was saying. Alright, so we just finished up that first superset there just to get things warm, and now we're going to move on to a seated neutral grip to supinated grip curl. So basically starting out with the neutral grip and then rotating up to palms up at the top and then rotating back down. And this is going to be seated. I just did a standing variation for my last 6-week training block, and now I'm going to be doing a seated variation just so it's a little bit more strict, and yeah, just to switch things up a little bit. So that's going to be the main movement here for biceps, and then I'm going to be moving on to a straight bar push down for triceps. There's a few things you can do with triceps. You can do like a close grip bench, that sort of thing, but I like to stick with a super isolated movement like a tricep push down with a straight bar, because one, I just feel it the most, and two, I really have always enjoyed and seen growth from the tricep push down. So you'll see the rest of the workout, kind of how I arrange things after this, but those are going to be the next 2 movements, and they're straight sets. So I'm doing bicep curls first and then straight bar push downs separate, so I can get the most out of each set there. So let's get it. So we just got done with our main movement for biceps and triceps. So we did a seated supinated curl going from neutral grip to palm up, and that was our main movement, just 3 sets of 10 there, going a little heavier. And then we also did tricep push downs with a straight bar. So like I said, we warmed up with the rope, but you can move a lot more weight with the straight bar or V bar. So then we did 3 sets of 10 there as well. Those were straight sets. And now we're about to move on to lateral raises, which is going to be hitting the lateral delt. And a lot of times people do a lot of push work where they're hitting their front delt. And if you don't know, your deltoid has 3 heads, the front, middle, and rear. Rear is going to be hit a lot of your fly movements, face pulls. You'll hit them a little bit on your back movements, your rows in general. But a lot of people neglect their lateral and rear delts compared to their front. Because when you're pressing, you're hitting those front delts. Any sort of shoulder press, bench press, incline press, any of that is going to be hitting that front deltoid. So a lot of people overwork that, but they don't necessarily work the other parts of the shoulder, which is really going to give you that cap look when you're actually trying to stand on stage or just build a well-developed physique. So I actually hit my lateral delts or medial delts twice in the week, a little bit on my push day, which was earlier this week, and also on my arm day. But I don't do any front delt work or rear delt work on the arm day, just the medial delt. So if you have any questions about that, leave them below, but that's kind of the basis of it. And then what we're doing today to hit the medial delt is going to be the upright rows on the cable, which is going to be 3 sets of 10, a little heavier, and then a little bit higher reps on the lateral raises with dumbbells, which is going to be 3 sets of 12. So really focusing on the form here more than anything, and that is going to be the #1 thing you want to focus on, especially with these couple movements, because the shoulder's so little. You don't need a ton of weight to move it. You just need enough to be able to activate the muscle and keep the tension where you want it, which is going to be on that delt. All right. Amanda's getting tired holding the camera now because her arms are shaking. Alright guys, so then next we're going to be moving on to another bicep and tricep movement after lateral delts there. So we're going to be hitting a hammer curl, which is going to hit a little bit more of the outer portion of the bicep as well as the forearms, which are great. You really want to make sure you're hitting both supinated with your palm up curls as well as a hammer curl, because it's going to help you develop the bicep fully. And we're going to pair that with an overhead tricep extension. So this is going to be something that's really going to target when you're doing a bicep pose the long head of the tricep. So when you're doing tricep pushdowns, a lot of times most people are working the short head, and your tricep has 3 heads. The third one's actually underneath. You can't really see it when you're flexing. But when you're doing a bicep pose here, the long head is really what you're going to see, which is going to create that sweep underneath. So making sure you hit your triceps from an overhead position or like a skull crusher position is definitely going to make sure, again, to really well develop and all around develop the arms, more than just by hitting push downs a lot or bench and that sort of thing. So make sure you're hitting it from all angles.
She wants